Kevin, first of all, congratulations. Promotion back to the National League North. Goal achieved. How do you feel after that?
Difficult to sum up. I've been pretty poor in playoffs of late, and missed out on too many occasions. I wasn't bad at the start, then went for a bad period where I couldn't win a playoff and get us over the line at the previous club, and like last year as well. And yeah, it's just it's just such a roller coaster of emotions. From Wednesday through this today, going behind like we were, and getting in at half time and keeping them believing, and the lads keep believing, and coming up with the big moments there. They were special in the second half. The way we're up against it here. It's not an easy service to play on. You're up against probably 2,500 home supporters. Ours were amazing again, and we're really lucky to have them. Just so pleased for everybody. A lot of people at the club that put so much work and effort and time into the club. Lots of those supporters that follow us all over the place and stay behind us all the time. They did on Wednesday. They did when we needed a point against Royston to secure home advantage. And it just, like I say, just pleases me most when other people are having a nice time. I feel you may have given them something back to the job, and it just feels really rewarding at the moment. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, you've said that about smiles on faces before, that's what you aim to do. And there was a moment there when the fans were singing, and watched you kind of stand back just for a second and just take it in, and you could see all that joy that was coming out and all that elation, that just everything you go through. That's the moment you work for, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Lads, they're not machines, as you said. And we all go through things away from the training ground and the football pitch and match day and all the rest of it. Like, we've got private lives, and like I say, the way the lads have dug in for me, for us, for themselves, it's just been amazing. I went through a difficult period myself. Something not close to just great when you can get over the line, and those boys just keep going like they do. They've been like I say, difficult period. I went through there for a couple of weeks, and it's really amazing.
Sure. There were difficult moments in that game. Twice they've had to come from behind there. You lost Jimmy Armson to injury as well, which could have been a blow. Obviously a really capable replacement in Roman Walker coming in, but it's similarly, I guess, to the whole season really, and that when you've had things thrown at you, the lads have dug deep and they found a response.
Yeah, look, it's happened through the course of the season, and every manager will go through it. I remember coming off, I think it was one of the latter games, at half time things weren't going away, and some of the supporters get a little bit disgruntled. I think it's 0-0 at the time, and some of the things that are being levelled at you can be kind of tough to take, but you have to stay strong through and get through it, and every manager will have experienced it, when it's not quite going your way. You've got the lads understand the expectation that lies within the club, and learn to manage it and deal with it. We've got some special staff there, Catherine, Emma, and all of them, Mark, Reece, Bolty, Tom, the list goes on. They've been absolutely, like I say, sensational. I think they enjoy the football, players enjoying the football. We're lucky to have a fantastic stadium, support and surface to play on, and yeah, it's nice when it all crystallises with a promotion like this. And like I say, it's lovely to see so many smiles on people's faces and so much enjoyment. It's a lot of money spent from those people in that crowd there that they deserve some sort of reward. We all have, like I said earlier, challenges away from football. If it can be a release, and we can try and make people happy for a Saturday afternoon or Tuesday night, whatever it might be, then that's our aim and that's our job.
Sure. Goals from all over the team today. 4 goals, 4 scorers. That was clearly the kind of thing that you saw in Vijay Harper when you signed him from Barwell, that kind of goal scoring?
I'd like to say yes, but Jid wouldn't see attacking players as maybe as his forte. He's been terrific, and there's lots of boys that we brought into the group that have come in there and had a real galvanising effect. We've had to make some tough decisions about players. Some of the players have made those decisions themselves, but Luke coming in, Oliver, Dylan, the team's gone through quite a transition through quite a short space of time. If you look at the team that we started with, the players that we started with, how it's kind of evolved over that period, and we've been able to bring those players in. A lot of credit deserves to go to Ian and Steve for backing me when I've asked to go and you know, bring those players in. They've done exactly that and allowed me to do that. And you know, there's so many people concerned, you know, with us trying to be successful, with this club trying to move forward and do the right things. And so I just hope everybody has has had a wonderful day and a wonderful evening.
Kevin, I won't keep you from the time spent in the dressing room with yes, and you've got a pie waiting for you in there as well. Yes, I'll let you get to that, and I'm sure people want to. Well, you'll be talking about this game for weeks on end now, probably with you know, every Telford fan that sees you and stops you. So yeah.
You know, the manner in which we've done it, the resilience we've shown is just so pleasing for everybody. And you know, you have to dig deep and away from home and go and find that win, and just couldn't be prouder of all those players and all my staff. They've been absolutely brilliant for me, and I'm very lucky to be able to work with such good people.
Sure. Kevin, thanks for your time as always. Congratulations.